Hi, and welcome to another video from Street Smart Options. It's Jim Bunker with my partner Jonathan Sherman here tonight. And tonight, folks, we're going to be talking about one of these new companies that is one of the disruptors that is changing how business is conducted across the United States. We've seen it from Uber, we've seen it from Airbnb, and tonight Jonathan's going to fill us in on a company by the name of Grubhub. Jonathan, tell us all about it.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Grubhub, they provide a service, a software that people can use to, place orders online without having to contact a restaurant. It's like a central place they can go and they just go to Grubhub and in fact, you can just Google it, Google Grubhub, and in my area, it's right here, Nashville, order now, and you just it's really kind of a cool service. You put in your street address and you click some find food. So let's put in Nashville, Tennessee, and we'll go click find food. And right on this Grubhub website, you get the ratings and you can pick the star and the price levels and the delivery time. And it's not the first company to try to make a go of restaurant delivery and using a platform for that, but they have been the successful winners at this game. And I believe they have about 80,000 different restaurants that are in their network right now. And they also provide food to companies. They partner with companies to help provide food for employees. It's really kind of a neat situation, and there's others that have tried to do this, like I said, but they're the ones that are the dominant ones and own the market. Let's see, if we look at their profile, I think they mentioned how many companies. Yeah, it says 80,000 local restaurants with diners in approximately 16,000 cities. And the nice thing about this company is it's also actually making money, because in today's speculative market environment, there's a lot of companies out there that are not making any kind of money whatsoever. And yet their stocks continue to go up. Whereas this company is actually making money, which is nice. In 2017, their total revenue was $683 million and gross profit of $357. So that's greater than 50% margin on the gross profit. And then SG&A, selling general administrative, was reasonable, and they actually had a net income of 89 million in the end of 2017. And so they're growing at about 15% plus a month, and it's been very consistent growth. So let's see. Let's take a look at why we're interested in them, not just from a fundamental standpoint, but just because the fundamentals are good on a stock doesn't mean it's necessarily a good thing to trade, right? You want to really look at the stock chart and see, hey, does this make sense from a timing standpoint? Are institutions really interested in this stock, and when's a good time to get in? And this stock based for a long time in between 2015 and 2000 and let's see, mid-July of 2017, this big long base you see here, and broke out in July of 2017 and has been on an upward trend since then. It retested the 50-day moving average when the market got weak here in October, but then continued up and then blasted up on a good earnings report here in early 2018, and then went into this so-called second stage base. So this would be like the first stage, and then it ramps up with a couple of retests of the 50-day, and then the second stage base, and recently it's emerged from the second stage base. So we suggested in our Facebook group that members get into this actually twice. We suggested it first back in February after that earnings report, and we could do deep in the money call options on this kind of stock, and do well with it, or you can do a bull call spread. Either one would have worked with the stock. But recently we suggested a bull call spread because the overall market has been kind of choppy. And in fact, I don't think the S&P, if we pull the S&P up here in another chart, let's just go pull up the S&P. You can see the S&P actually made a high in February, and yet or maybe it was late January, and it has not made a new high since then. It's been in this choppy trading range, right? But Grub is part of the Nasdaq, and the Nasdaq's actually done better than the S&P and also than the Dow. And if you look at the Nasdaq, you can see the Nasdaq has actually edged a new high here in the month we're in now, which is June. So Grub has been, outperforming, of course, the major indices, and is part of the Nasdaq group, and and it is also edged into a new high territory here. So we suggest people do a bull call spread, because in a bull call spread, if you do a deep in the money bull call spread, like say, maybe you sell the 100 and buy the 90 calls and maybe a couple months out, and then you can capture a low risk profit, because you stay profitable as long as that stock stays above 100 or so. So you can actually make money if the stock goes up, sideways, or even down a little bit. And so we like that kind of trade in a choppy market for a stock that is showing good relative strength. Now over here, it would have been better probably to buy a deep in the money call, because it was a high momentum situation. But in reality, what ended up happening is the stock ended up settling into a basing area. So a bull call spread probably would have worked out a little better here too, because unless your timing is really good to get out, you would have made a little bit of money. But on the bull call spread, you probably would have done a little bit better. So we like Grub, and we suggest it over here in about the 105 area, the 110 area, and now it's trading today at about 114. It went as high as 120, and we went about 2 months out on our bull call spread, and for a potential profit of I forget what it was. I just go to the Facebook group and check it out. But it was a potential profit of about 100% on the trade, on the risk that was involved. So yeah, so that's it. In our Facebook group, we show lots of different stocks like this in real time, and give our 2 cents worth about what we think is going to happen.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And I'm looking at the group right now, Jonathan. You called it right on the spot. It was about a 92% gain annualized, for that option. So, folks, if you haven't already joined it, we've already talked about it a couple times. Our free Facebook group is on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Street Smart Options Group. Love to have you join us there, because we give a lot of great information there in the group. And obviously, if you're not already following us here on YouTube, please do us a favor and subscribe. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like us to touch base with you on, feel free to put any comments in the YouTube videos. Also, when you subscribe, if you can click that bell icon, that'll let you know when we're releasing a new video, so that you can be one of the first people to see it, because some of the information we're going to be covering is somewhat timely. And obviously, you can find us at our website, which is www.streetsmartoptions.com. That's all we've got for tonight. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.